The focus of today's lesson is going to be stop, go, and move out. And soften just kind of happens on its own. So this is how she always seems to do this. She'll stop, she'll lower her head, I'll give her a little bit of move out, and she'll kind of pop her head up to go. So what I want to get is a smoother go. Now if I can get really good at this with her, she'll keep her head down more consistently, and that head won't be popping up all the time between stop and go. So she's just doing some move out there. And at this point, we've been doing some turn in, some move out, and she wanted to trot. So I'm taking a little interlude here to allow her to do that. Last time you told me just to sit on my seat bones and try to absorb the movement in my back, the small of my back, and that is kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to lean back, but it does feel like I have more flexibility in my back if I do lean back. Okay, here we're going to start working on stop and go. So that's the stop. She lowers her head because she knows she's supposed to. She's walking off just a little bit. And I'm asking her for move out to go, and that wasn't too bad. We're going to stop again. She kept her head down nicely there. She popped up a little bit. Now I'm asking for move out, not too bad. So she doesn't do too badly if I just turn my upper body toward the outside slightly to ask for move out. And it's about at this point where I start to figure something out. And that is shifting my weight toward the outside. Stepping with just a little bit more weight into my outside stirrup helps her to shift her weight to the outside and do a move out very smoothly instead of having to pop her head up to do it. So to ask for move out, what I usually do is kind of turn my upper body and my head slightly to the outside of her shoulder. Now I'm adding that weight shift. I mean, you've been telling me for months that I need to ride the way I walk. And I think I'm starting to get an inkling of what you meant by that. I'm kind of a klutz, and this doesn't come naturally to me, but I think I'm starting to get it. That was pretty good. I liked it. Now you told me not to step into the stirrup, but to shift my weight using my seat more. So I haven't attempted that yet. That was your advice to do that came after this filming. But she's doing that pretty good. All right, this exercise is spiral in, spiral out. So what I'm doing is trying to get her in on the smallest possible circle I can and go around once, maybe twice at the most, and now I'm allowing her to come back out again. And I'm still controlling the size of the circle. She's not just falling out to the maximum extent. Look out for the bucket! Those buckets are always in the way. I am controlling the size of the circle and just allowing her to decrease her bend a little bit. And I get the feeling that she kind of liked this exercise. Making the small circle is a challenge, but when I let her out on a bigger circle, that's a big reward. And again, we're going to stop here and ask her for a nice smooth move out. That weight shift is everything. And once again, we're doing the spiral in, spiral out exercise here, in the opposite direction this time. I'm trying to get her situated so that I can do like a move out with her all the way around. But it feels like I'm doing more turn in than move out. I'm just trying to get her organized to do a small circle while bending and stepping under. And then we're just going to allow that circle to expand a little bit. Pretty good. That's it. I'm doing a lot of the same types of exercises with Prairie also. There, I just asked him to stop, soften, and then I'm going to try to weight my outside foot just a little bit to ask for move out. So he goes very nicely doing a move out. Now this wasn't too good. I mean, he did stop. I kind of had to drag him back. And now I'm asking him to go, and I realize I'm all screwed up. I'm turned to the inside. So I fixed myself and turned to the outside, and then he was able to go. There's another stop. I'm going to ask him for move out with my outside weight, just stepping slightly into that stirrup. Yeah, he got it. Now, there's something I notice. I tend to drag back. You know, it's like stepping on a brake on a car. I keep stepping on it and stepping on it. Now watch this. And you know how I got that? I didn't just drag back. I asked for stop once, and then I came back to my neutral position. Oh, that was such a nice stop. That was a halt. Okay, so anyway, what we're doing here is we're trying to make a teensy-tiny circle around that bucket. We're spiraling in, and then I'm going to allow him to spiral out and let the circle just become a little bit bigger. And he has no trouble with this going to the right. This is a circle to the right. He has a little more trouble going to the left, and I'll show you that in a minute here. But I'm feeling more and more like he's actually listening and cooperating. And he wants to know, did I do that right? And when I get that feeling, I know to give him a little pat, like, yeah, that was good. You did that good. Now here, his default position is to bend his head back to the right. He's also kind of scratching at the girth right there. But I'm trying to get his head inclined in the other direction so I can ask him for move out to change direction here. So we're going on a circle to the left. So he's actually not doing too badly at keeping this circle fairly small. He's got more bend when he goes in circles to the right. And I notice his circle kind of has corners on it because we have to keep doing turn in. And when I ask him to widen the circle slightly, that's what really blows his mind. He can't figure out how to go around in a slightly bent frame. I'm trying to encourage him here. Now I want him to go out on a larger circle. And that's where he really, he doesn't get it. Going on bigger circles where I'm asking him to release his bend a little bit and just have less bend through his body. He has trouble with bigger circles. You can see how much he's dragging. Okay, this is a real tiny circle. He understands that. Now, if I had him in a halter and a lead rope and I were to ask him to go to the left, like, he would go anywhere. I don't understand what his issue is. Okay, I'm just showing you the panther walk. We're doing a straight line across the diagonal. I just love that. And coming up, another awesome stop where he halts. Amazing. And it looks like I'm still making him go around in a circle to the left. Another halt. I'm asking for turn in. He kind of gives me a little rein back there. He has really been softening a lot more than he typically does. His default position is kind of to have his head toward the right, so I'm asking him with an opening rein to incline his head slightly to the left, and then I'm going to ask him for move out, just by stepping into that outside stirrup just a little bit. And he's kind of reorganizing, and there he does it so nicely. Again, he always wants to look to the right, so I'm asking him to soften again. And I want to incline his head slightly to the left. I said, no, that's not right. Oh, okay, that was it. That's what I wanted. I've always had trouble figuring out the balance between asking too much and rewarding too little, or asking not enough and rewarding too much. I feel like I'm finding the balance here, and I'm so thrilled with everything he's doing right now.